Imagine a calm night. You're sitting in your car, scrolling through your phone. Or maybe you're at home, winding down for the day. The house is quiet, the world outside is still. Suddenly, a frantic, insistent knocking shatters the silence. It's coming from your front door, or maybe it's at your car window. You look up, and your heart freezes. Standing there are two children, maybe around 10 or 12 years old. Their heads are bowed, their faces obscured by hoodies or just the darkness itself. They seem lost, vulnerable, and they need your help. Welcome to Folklore Files. Today, we pulling back the curtain on one of the most chilling urban legends of the modern internet era, the black-eyed children. This phenomenon exploded into public consciousness back in 1996, thanks to a journalist named Brian Bethel from Abilene, Texas. What happened to him that night became the template for thousands of terrifying encounters to come. Bethel was sitting in his car, parked outside a movie theater, writing a check. Suddenly, he heard a rap on his driver's side window. He looked up to see two young boys. One was slightly older, with olive skin and dark, curly hair. The other was younger, with pale skin and reddish hair. The older boy spoke. He said they wanted to see a movie, but they'd left their money at home. They just needed a ride. It seemed simple enough, but from the moment they appeared, Bethel was consumed by an overwhelming primal sense of dread. It wasn't just nervousness. It was a soul-crushing fear, a deep biological fight or flight response that screamed at him to get away. He couldn't understand why he was so terrified. They were just kids, right? He tried to rationalize, making excuses for why he couldn't help them. But with each excuse, the boys grew more insistent, their tone shifting from polite to demanding. "We can't get in your car unless you tell us it's okay," the older one said.
"Let us in." Their voices became unnaturally persuasive, almost hypnotic.
The pressure was immense, an invisible force pushing him to unlock the door. That's when Brian Bethel finally truly looked into their eyes, and what he saw would haunt him forever. There were no pupils, no irises, no white sclera. Just two solid, bottomless pools of liquid blackness. Pure, matte black, like a shark's eyes. The sight shattered his resolve. In a surge of adrenaline-fueled panic, he tore his hand away from the door lock, threw the car into reverse, and sped out of the parking lot, not daring to look back. Bethel shared his story online, and what happened next was astounding. The floodgates opened. People from all over the world started coming forward with their own eerily similar experiences. A global pattern emerged with a set of consistent, terrifying rules. First, the encounters almost always happen at night, often at a person's home or in their isolated vehicle. It's the time when we are most vulnerable, when the boundary between our safe world and the darkness outside feels thinnest. Second, and this is crucial, the children seem to operate under a specific limitation. They cannot enter a private space without explicit permission. They must be invited in. "Let us in. You have to invite us in. We need to use your phone." The request varies, but the underlying need for an invitation is always there. This element draws fascinating parallels to ancient folklore, particularly vampire lore, where the creature is powerless to cross a threshold uninvited. It suggests a supernatural law or a rule they are bound to obey. And third, perhaps the most unsettling element, is the overwhelming, inexplicable fear that victims report feeling before they even see the eyes. It's described as a primordial terror, a gut instinct that something is fundamentally wrong with the being standing before them. It is as if their very presence radiates a malevolent aura that the human subconscious recognizes, long before the conscious mind can process the threat. So the big question remains, what are they? Skeptics offer rational explanations. Could it be an elaborate prank with kids wearing special black sclera contact lenses? It's possible, but that doesn't explain the sheer volume of reports spanning decades and continents, many predating the widespread availability of such contacts. Others suggest medical conditions that cause pupils to dilate, or even the effects of certain drugs. But again, these explanations fail to account for the consistent reports of pure black eyes with no whites visible at all. Not to mention the psychic dread and the strange formal way the children speak. When we venture into the realm of the paranormal, the theories become much darker. Some researchers propose that these are not human children at all, but demonic entities or some other form of malevolent spirit. They take on the form of children, the ultimate symbol of innocence, to disarm us. By appearing helpless and in need, they prey on our most basic human compassion, tricking us into lowering our defenses and willingly inviting evil into our lives. Once invited in, the true nature of their visit is revealed. Another popular theory suggests an extraterrestrial connection. Could these be alien-human hybrids sent to Earth to observe and interact with us? Perhaps they are conducting some sort of social experiment, testing human empathy, fear responses, and our willingness to help strangers. Their strange appearance and unnatural demeanor could be byproducts of their hybrid genetics. While most stories end with the victim fleeing in terror, some chilling accounts detail what happens when someone actually opens the door. One of the most famous cases comes from Vermont. A couple, snowed in during a severe blizzard, heard a desperate knock. Outside stood two children, shivering and pleading to be let in to warm up. Feeling pity and trapped by the storm, the couple relented and invited them inside. The children were quiet and unsettling, refusing food and drink, and just stared blankly. After a short while, they announced they had to leave and vanished back into the blizzard as mysteriously as they had arrived. In the weeks and months that followed, the couple's lives fell apart. The husband was diagnosed with an aggressive, fast-moving cancer. The wife began suffering from severe, unexplained nosebleeds, chronic fatigue, and a string of debilitating bad luck. Their pets became sick and died. A sense of oppressive negativity filled their home. They were convinced that by letting those children in, they had invited a curse or a parasitic entity that was now draining them of their life force. The lore of the black-eyed children serves as a powerful modern fable. It taps into our deep-seated fears of the unknown, the stranger at the door, and the uncanny valley things that look almost human, but are just ... off. It's a reminder that sometimes our primal instincts are our most reliable defense. So if you ever find yourself alone on a quiet night and hear that unexpected knock, if a voice that sounds too old for its body asks to be let in, and if every cell in your body screams at you to run, to lock the door, to drive away, listen to it. Don't try to be a hero. Don't rationalize. Don't look into their eyes. And whatever you do not let them in. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows with Folklore Files. What do you think these entities are? A prank, demons, aliens, or something else entirely? Share your theories in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. Stay safe out there.